The water off Sanya runs clear enough that you can count the coral from the boat before you ever climb in. That is the south coast of Hainan, China's own tropical island, sitting nearer to Vietnam than to Beijing. I have ranked 16 things to do here, from the ones worth building a whole trip around down to the 2 or 3 I would tell you to skip. We start with that water because it is what you came for. Number 1 is Wuzhizhou Island, and I am going to butcher that name, so my apologies to anyone who actually speaks Mandarin. It is a 30-minute boat ride off the Yalong Bay coast. The visibility out here can run to around 80 feet, rare for anywhere in China, and the coral sits close enough to the surface that you do not need to be a diver to enjoy it. Snorkel it, or pay for a beginner dive and let someone walk you down. One thing matters more than anything else here. Catch the first boat of the morning, because by midday the crowds churn the water and a postcard island turns into a theme park. A 10-minute boat ride back toward the mainland puts you on the sand at number 2, Yalong Bay. This is the beach that tops every ranking of the best in China, and it has held that title since 2005. You get 4 miles of fine white sand, water that earns the brochure photo, and a wall of palms at your back. The big international resorts line this bay, so if your trip has room for one splurge night near the water, spend it right here. One warning on the food though. What they sell on the bay itself is priced for tourists who cannot be bothered to leave, and the same plate of noodles costs half as much a 10-minute drive inland. Climb the headland directly above the city, and you reach number 3, Houhai Park, which you go up for one thing, the sunset. At the very top stands a 15-meter deer, the tallest sculpture on the whole island. The name means the deer that turned its head. As the story goes, a Lee hunter chased a deer to the edge of these cliffs, the cornered animal turned to look at him, and in that instant it became a woman who he went on to marry. Believe what you like about the legend. The payoff is watching the entire sweep of Sanya Bay turn gold below you as the light drops. And if you are the kind of traveler who would happily trade a beach day for a proper rainforest, hold that thought, because the best of those is waiting near the end of this list. You can spot number 4 from a long way off. The Nanshan Buddhist complex is built around a giant Guanyin statue that stands out in the sea on her own small island, 108 meters tall, which puts her roughly 12 meters taller than the Statue of Liberty. She was finished back in 2005 after 6 years of building. Whatever you do or do not believe, standing at the foot of something that size out over open water lands in a way no photo prepares you for. The wider park is sprawling and a touch too manicured for my taste, but that statue alone earns the entry. Just down the same coast you reach number 5, Daxiao Dongtian, a Taoist seaside park that has been drawing visitors for more than 800 years, since 1187. That makes it the oldest attraction on Hainan. You come for the cliffs dropping into the sea, and for one strange, wonderful detail, there is a giant face of Laozi, the old Taoist sage, carved straight into a natural rock outcrop on the hillside, his eyes turned out toward the water. You can barely find a decent photo of it anywhere online, which is half the reason it rewards standing in front of it yourself. For a complete change of pace, number 6 is the surf village of Houhai, and if the resort beaches start feeling a little too buttoned up, this is your cure. The waves here are small and forgiving, which makes it one of the easiest places in the country to stand up on a board for the first time. And the bay works pretty much all year. You get cheap cafes, board rentals on every corner, and instructors who will have a total beginner riding the white water by the afternoon. This is the loose, barefoot Sanya the glossy brochures quietly leave out. Staying with the simple pleasures, let's sort out where you should eat. Number 7 is the first market. The move for seafood in this city? The system could not be simpler to start with. You pick your fish, your prawns, your crabs straight off the ice at the stalls, then carry the haul next door to a cooking restaurant that turns it into dinner however you ask. There is a catch though, and it is a real one. That cooking fee can climb to nearly the price of the seafood itself, and a handful of stalls have a reputation for a heavy thumb on the scale. Bring someone happy to haggle, watch the weighing like a hawk, and you walk out with one of the best value meals in town. Skip the haggling and you fund somebody's afternoon. Number 8 is the one half of you are already typing into the comments, Tianya Haijiao, the end of the sky and sea. It is the single most famous photo spot in Sanya, a cluster of huge inscribed boulders right on the shoreline, once believed to mark the southern edge of all China. So I will give it to you straight. Plenty of foreign visitors walk in, look at some big rocks with Chinese characters painted across them, and walk back out wondering what they paid for. Chinese couples adore it for the romance and the sunset, and that is the whole key. Go at golden hour or do not go at all, because in flat midday light, it really is just rocks and a ticket booth. If that one left you cold, the next stop is all warmth and noise. Number 9, the Yiheng Night Market over on Jiefang Road. You get well over 100 stalls, seafood spitting on barbecues, Hainan chicken, and every deep-fried thing you swear you will not order and then do. If you only have room for one night market in Sanya, make it this one since it crams the most under a single roof. Come hungry and bring cash. From street food to the other extreme of spending. Number 10 is the duty-free mall up at Yalong Bay, and when it opened back in 2014, it was the single largest duty-free store anywhere on Earth. The crown has moved on since, but the place is still vast. Hundreds of luxury brands spread across several floors. I am not about to pretend a shopping mall counts as a cultural experience. But the duty-free prices in Hainan are about as low as they get, so if there is a watch or a handbag you have been circling for a year, this is where you finally close the deal. If browsing racks leaves you flat, skip the whole thing and do not look back. Back out to sea for number 11, Xidao, which you will also see written as West Island, a quick boat hop off the Sanya Bay shore. This is a real, working fishing village, settled generations ago by families who came down from Fujian roughly 400 years back, and you can still spot the old houses built from blocks of cut coral stone. It runs quieter and far more lived in than the big resort islands, with some decent snorkeling around the edges. Come here for the slower, more grounded version of island life on Hainan. Number 12 is a mixed bag, and I will tell you exactly how to play it. Bunlangu is an open-air park built around the culture of the Li and the Miao, Hainan's indigenous peoples, with traditional thatched houses, weaving, and the famous tattooed grandmothers. A fair bit of it is staged for the tour buses, no argument there, and there is a long gauntlet of shops pushing the same silver trinkets you can stride right past. But the big live performance near the end, the song and dance show, is worth sitting down for, and the mountain valley it all unfolds in is lovely. Go for the show, walk past the shops. Number 13 is the one that catches people off guard, Nanshan Monkey Island, and the best part is how you get there. You cross over on China's longest sea-spanning cable car, more than 2,000 meters of it, a 7-minute glide high above a working harbor packed with fishing rafts. The island itself holds a couple thousand wild macaques, cheeky and far too comfortable around people, so keep a firm grip on your snacks and anything that glints. The monkeys are good fun, but the cable car ride over the water is the real reason to make the trip. Roughly 40 minutes out of town sits number 14, the Yanoda Rainforest Park. This is real tropical jungle with waterfalls, zip lines, and a glass walkway pushed out over the valley that is the headline shot everyone comes to get. It makes a solid day out with 2 warnings attached. That glass bridge gets seriously packed, and a lot of the activities inside cost extra on top of your entry ticket, so the bill creeps up faster than you expect. Budget for that going in and you will enjoy the place far more. Number 15 ranks this far down for one reason alone. It is a serious commitment, around 90 minutes each way, and really only sensible with a car of your own. But Yinfengling is the largest stretch of untouched tropical rainforest left in all of China, and it shelters the Hainan gibbon, one of the rarest primates left alive on the planet. If you are that traveler I teased earlier, the one who would swap a lazy beach day for old-growth forest and a real hike, this is your day right here. Everyone else, sleep in and head for the sand with a clear conscience. And number 16, the Yalong Bay Rose Valley, a whole hillside of roses they actually engineered to bloom in the tropics. The old guides get one thing badly wrong about this place. The big bloom is not the summer at all. It runs roughly from October through to May, with the very best of it in spring and autumn. So turn up in the July heat expecting a sea of red and pink, and you will be let down. Time it right and it makes a genuinely pretty couple of hours, especially if you are traveling as a pair. So is Sanya worth the trip in the end? My honest verdict after all 16 is this. Fly in picturing wild, untouched tropics and you will notice the crowds, the polish, and the ticket booths, because a lot of this really is built for the tour bus. But take the place for what it actually is, China's beach holiday, with warm water in the dead of winter, cheap seafood, and real rainforest within reach, and lean hard on the handful of things that earn your time, and it makes a fine week away. Lead with the islands and the water. Treat the famous rocks as a quick sunset stop, and do not burn a clear blue morning stuck indoors. If you want to do all of this without overpaying, the money-saving travel guide and the tour operators I lean on for the island, runs, and the rainforest day trips are both linked down in the description. And tell me in the comments which spot I left off, because someone watching always knows one I should have included.